triggering them all. Do not actually fight each other. This is Satan talking about how if he was a dictator, he thinks about legalizing bestiality and pleasuring animals.
If I were the benevolent dictator of the world, I would legalize bestiality where you are pleasuring an animal.
Whoa!
I'll tell you what, there was like a guy or a girl or something that was pleasuring a horse, and the horse came to a conclusion, right? So who got harmed?
This is all... Stop misleading people. When you're a turd, you're a turd. Guys, I've never been scared of fighting in my life. Get up! When you're a turd, you're a turd. Show some fast. I'm not kissing his ass. Can you just please stop crying?
It is impossible to anticipate where the two monsters which suddenly appeared will attack next.
Hey, punk, you think you're tough? When you're a turd, you're a turd. Guys, I've never been scared of fighting.
This is Truth Frequency Radio.
The wicked ones obviously under heavy Masonic influence.
Good morning, TFR.
Hi, this is Alan. I like Ironworx because it's where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came.
I love Ironworx with Josh, Walt and Zach. It's like sitting in your front room having a cosy chat with your best friends.
Hi, it's Diva here, and I just want you to know that Ironworx with Josh, Walt and Zach, it's definitely my favourite dose of reality. Come join the family and keep it flat.
Why sleep in when you could get your dose of iron in the morning? Listen to the Ironworx on TFR.
This is Enlightened Dawn. Roses are red, violets are blue. Iron Realm Media is the best on the planet. To this show, I will forever be true. You guys are truly the best, and I love you guys. I'm so thankful to have you in my life.
Do you like listening to space letters from Never a Straight Answer? Then tune in to the Ironworx with Zach, Walter, and Josh. Break clear of the fear on the Ironworx and become an Iron Scout.
And a happy Tuesday to you all. Welcome to the Ironworx right here on Truth Frequency Radio, TFRlive.com. Simulcast across the plane to Rockfin, YouTube, Odyssey, D Live, Facebook. There's a few others, but we are glad you have all joined us this early Tuesday morning. Hell, maybe it's a late Monday night. What do I know? But we are glad to have you here. Nonetheless, let's say hello to the fellas. Fellas, what's going on?
Hi. Oh, man.
I agree with our Egyptian friend.
So how was your weekend, Walter?
It was, a weekend. Mother's Day and whatnot.
Did you get shell out Lafayette?
Yeah.
Good.
We had some fun. And then, of course, that mother-in-law side of it all is part of the game. So that was also part of our fun for Sunday. So we took the mother-in-laws out together as a group and had a good old time. Definitely did. I actually ran into our guests. Not ran into, I went over there on purpose, actually. I didn't do it on accident. To our guest from Friday, my buddy Shannon, and he was all pumped up because there were comments on the video. So if you somehow missed Friday's show, we got to hang out with one of my 20 year plus friends who just recently, as of last week, found out that I no longer was on the ball. He probably knew I wasn't on the ball 20 years ago, but I'm not flying through space on one. And yeah, he reacted quite well. As some of us know, that doesn't always work out that way. And like I said, if you haven't seen the show, it was quite fun. Quite probably saw a stinger or two from Shannon headed my way. So yeah, just go enjoy. It was a good time. And like I said, he was all pumped up that you guys enjoyed it. The comments, I said I saw a couple, and on Friday I went and checked, and then I hadn't. Like I said, with Mother's Day, haven't been back on the tubers. So that was my weekend. Next, but I'm passing the talk stick. Here you go. I don't know who caught it though.
I like Shannon a lot. I do. Yeah. I hope he comes to just hang out and play video games with us or something.
Yeah, actually, that was one of the discussions yesterday. Was he had his laptop out when I got there, and he was like, "Yeah, talking about maybe building a tower at some point, but for now, that's how he's doing it." But it works. I'm like, "Well, dude, we're about to launch the mega force of gaming on the multiple platforms there, the Iron Realm Gaming. I don't know if that's really what we're doing or not. I'm being silly, but I am excited to be playing with our friend Josh, who is yet to game with us until last week. So one of us.
Well, the weekend wasn't bad. I was supposed to get rain. They were calling for rain all weekend, and I was I did finally Sunday, but put some concrete for the neighbor down next door. He's got water coming into his, not really basement. It's more like a porch, screened in porch. And he keeps getting water coming in through the floorboards.
Seeping, yeah.
They had poured some concrete, and they didn't. You make the highest part near the house. The wall, and then you angle it down from there. Well, there's a big, huge, not as abrupt as a turtle shell back, but it's like a big turtle shell back, and it slants and goes down into the corner. So there will always be a puddle of water sitting there when it rains. Well, we filled in that corner real good, got it higher than all the surrounding areas, so hopefully that'll work for him. It's been driving him nuts trying to get this water to stop coming into his little room down there. But besides that, just a lot of fun out in the garden. They're doing amazing. The wormwood, the slugs, the wormwood. I'm out there every day picking slugs off that.
Really, that's weird. You would think it's
pretty.
Yeah,
it's
beautiful that they're after it though. You would think it's inner chemicals that it releases that eventually it can be turned into whatever absinthe, etc. would be enough to keep insects at bay.
Maybe slugs are liking to hallucinate.
Maybe they're all about it, right? They're all about the green fairy. Hell yeah.
But yeah, not a bad weekend. Supposed to get all kinds of rain. They were saying thunder and tornado warnings and blah, blah, blah. And we didn't get a drop. It got a little windy, but we didn't get a drop of rain. So bless that creek back there. Thank you for your water all the time for that garden. But yeah, the garden's looking great. They're still, it's only year 2 and they say it's going to get better and better, but the peppers aren't exploding like I thought they would. So we'll see.
Yeah. There you go. Potatoes are taking over. That's what's doing it.
Oh, it's the year of the potato, man. That's crazy. How about you, Josh?
It was a nice, quiet weekend. Got some.
They're always good.
Took Saturday, and we didn't do jack shit on Saturday, just because we didn't really want to. It was a little wet because it rained on Wednesday and rained on Thursday and rained on Friday, so yard work was a little bit out of it. And we just weren't really feeling up for the housework. So we just did fuck all on Saturday. But then Sunday came and I got out there and cut the grass. She stayed in here and took care of the house and we just knocked it all out. No problems. So wasn't much of an issue there. Nice, quiet, relaxed weekend. Even managed to call my mother on Mother's Day. It's not something.
Look at you.
I know. She was just as shocked as anybody else would be. Look, I wasn't expecting a call from you.
We haven't heard an update of late. I know Mom was going through a couple of health issues. So how's things?
I think the health issues are getting better.
Good.
It's all still just kind of mental and age related. It's tough. It was she's in the same nursing home that my dad's mother was in when we finally had to take her out of the woods that she'd been living in since late 50s, early 60s. So yeah, it's hard to see her there. They don't have any real cell service, so her cell phone doesn't really work. All they have are old cordless style phones with crappy reception to the base. And, of course they have internet, but apparently they don't offer any Wi-Fi service for the residents. So even if she wanted to get on Facebook or something with her cell phone, she couldn't do that either. So she's just kind of left to fend for herself and play bingo and shit. But she's doing okay. She's doing good. Actually got a call from my ex-wife yesterday, which was pretty unusual. I was at work. So naturally, I just let that shit ring. Figured if it's important, she'll leave a message. And she got a text. She says, can you call me back when you get a minute? It's important. Well, I've spent enough years to know that what's important for her is not always necessarily what's important to me. So, well, fuck it. I guess I better call. It's the mother of my child. And I never did wish her a happy Mother's Day for, being a mother to my child. So I called her.
That wasn't the important thing, right?
That was not the important thing, no. But I figured, what the fuck? So I called her, and apparently my son got some disturbing news yesterday in regards to his health. Not something I really want to get too specific on, just because that's not mine to tell. Let's just say he's not pregnant. No.
Okay.
And thank goodness, because
times have been getting crazy. I don't know. You never know.
I know. And who knows? There's maybe nothing he could do about it anyway. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah. This is my 20-year-old son, who I assumed, if anything, would get diagnosed with rickets, because he likes to play his video games and be on his computer, and not quite the outdoorsy type that I would have hoped. But
taking all that citrus in Red Bull. No, I'm being silly. Go.
So yeah, I just kind of expected him to be, pale and weak and rickets, because he's inside so much. It's really just a joke. But I will say that his diagnosis was not rickets. And the diagnosis was caught early, about as early as it could be caught. So, still a pretty scary time. Not something you want to hear about your child. And that makes it pretty tough. But again, I talked to him yesterday. He's doing reasonably well. Ex-wife was not so much. But any of your prayers and positive thoughts would be much appreciated, either my way or my son's way. He'll probably need them more than I will. But, yeah. He's going through a lot, which thereby means I have to go through a lot, because it sucks being a parent in that regard.
It does.
Yeah, well, this is definitely an opportunity for you to, educate him on the medical industry a little bit more, and how to handle these types of events when they pop up like this. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah, he's definitely going to need some guidance through this. I know he's a pretty bright young man. Just the short time I got to meet him there, you could just tell by looking at him. He's a thinker. And yeah, I think you especially have a lot of knowledge in this area just with the people we've talked to.
Right.
And yeah, you got this, man. You got it.
Yeah, and again, thanks to Daryl Davis and Flat Earth Farms out there on the West Coast, I'm fully armed. That was one of the things that, Rick Simpson, one of his claims that got him kicked out of America, I think, was saying that he was healing cancerous lesions in 3 days with his phoenix tears. And the making claims like that, I think, were what got him sent to Tijuana.
Yeah, can't be healing people for free. Jeez.
Nope. But then I did get some Lugel's iodine on Walt's recommendation.
Nice.
And ordered a little bit of a DMSO just for shits and giggles. I thought maybe it might be worth trying to get Amanda Vollmer on here to do a little DMSO discussion.
There you go. Sure, we could set that up.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That being said, it's been a minute since I've checked in on our buddy Nick Park. Reach out for sure. See how he's doing
about him. Yeah.
On possibly getting him back in and kind of, it's been a minute. So
doing an 8-year follow-up.
Yeah, why not?
Shout out to Nick Phuket Word there in chat. On the heels of a move, apparently.
Oh,
somehow I missed. Right.
How did I miss that? Because I hadn't been to his channel in a week or two, and I apologize for that. I'd been on there almost every day for a while, and then as life gets, hectic, I just lost track. So I'm glad it's going good.
That's funny. That was the exact response I had when I saw it on the chat. How did I miss that?
Right. I feel like he's like, yeah, I'm always on top of what's going on in Nick's life for some reason, and I missed it. So anyway, we're all family, and we feel like we are in everybody's, immediate notifications of what's going on in their life, and that doesn't always work out. So I'm just glad things are going good, Brent. Shout out David M in chat.
Big shout out to David M. Also uses DMSO in his topicals as well, he says, and also other ways. I'm excited to learn more. Seems to be pretty interesting stuff. One of those things one of those rabbit holes I never went down. But much appreciated with all the love in the chat. It's definitely needed. It was kind of a long night. I will say that.
Indeed.
It's not often I'm stressed to that sort of point. Usually I'm laid back enough that I can process things as they come. It's not often something comes on so big that it weighs me down like that. So all your love and support is definitely appreciated.
Oh, when it's your son, when it's your blood, it's hard. I mean, even if it's a family member, it doesn't hit as deep and cut as hard as when it's your offspring, your daughter or son. So, yeah, there's nothing like getting that call or that message letting you know something tremendously crazy happened. I know years back, we may have been on the air, I think, when that happened. And my son and his mom were in a trailer living, and the tornado literally ripped their porch and part of their roof off. So, yeah, it's tough when your child's been in jeopardy, is in jeopardy. And then when it's something that feels, like this, it's just that big dun dun dun. Yeah, it's like, yeah, it's tough. So, well, I was sending soothing, healing love as much as I could until I finally passed out in my bed, unable to sleep for quite a while. So I think we're all kind of dragging due to lack of sleep this morning from hearing that news. So definitely sending lots of love his way, your way. Dixie's Way, Mom's Way, the whole shebang. So just to turn here, left signal. I'm reading a comment from Liz in chat. Took her grandson to the cinema. The volume was low. She said to one of the guys when she was leaving, and he said it was cause it was a 12. She says, I hope that's not woke nonsense. I'm totally lost here. What does 12 mean? Am I missing a hip thing? I miss a lot of stuff. I don't stay on top of cool hip things. These kids these days with their boogie music. No, I don't know. Anyway. It's really sad, the state of going to a cinema anymore. I remember the grand days of like real movies, real screens, It's pretty sad when you can buy a bigger TV than what they show most movies on at the multiplexes these days. And as far as the sound, I bought a surround sound system to emulate what was going on in the theater, and I quickly surpassed what was going on in the theater in my own home. So, yeah, it's pretty sad. Come hang out, Liz. We'll watch a movie. Bring your grandson. I'll shake the walls. The neighbors do call. No, they don't, but they should. They definitely should. Especially when I watch the launches. The whole house shakes. Oh, ages 12 plus. Okay, I got you. So if they're 12, they can't, under 12 and under, they can't have loud noises? We don't want to startle the children?
No, remember the volume was low. It's when you're 12 and under that you really want to startle them. That's when they crank that shit up. They turn it down for the 12 and under, you see, or the 12 and over.
I'm saying, yeah, I got you.
And they turn it up for the babies.
I'm just totally R, PG. That's my day. They sue me when they started adding 13s and 17s to PG. I was like, wait, who? How old am I again? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. I can go.
The last movie I went and saw in a theater was the last Harry Potter movie with
Holy
my mom.
crap, man. That's epic. That is epic. Long time ago.
But I did watch Doctor Strange over the weekend. If you want to know anything that happened, Walt.
Would you shut the hell up? La 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 la. The actual last movie I went to the theater to see was the most recent Spider-Man fun time that my son took me to, and yeah, it was nice. And I think before that, it was probably one of the biopics. I don't remember if it was Elton or Freddie, but one of those was the previous last movie I had seen. So I used to make it quite often and just kind of got out of it again when the experience at the theater became less than the experience at my own home. Cell phones ringing, people talking,
Remember?
Cell phones ring. Are you listening?
What on a plane? Thank you very much. I appreciate that link. Shout out, Tommy, that flat fellow hitting us with the early glasses. Need it.
Much love, Tommy.
Much love.
Yeah, I just saw a video come out. I think it was yesterday from the Kakalaki crew. I love the stuff they do there.
Yeah. Sorry.
They were even, there's people on YouTube, of course, that are going to call everybody shills, right? But when I heard someone calling Tommy and the Kakalaki crew shills because their production value was so good, I couldn't help but just smile.
Takes big government money to get that kind of skill.
Yeah, I mean, we all know it's bullshit, right? But the fact that people think that it's made by the government because it looks so good and is done so well, you can't get a better.
Have you seen NASA videos? Again, far surpassing the experience you get in the world. The whole version of Tommy's. Oh, man. So apparently there's a Dead Kennedys skit called DMSO there. David M. says in chat. Dude, I am so, like, the only thing I know about the Dead Kennedys are they put a Giger poster in their, what was the album? I used to know the name of the album. They put a Giger poster in their album, which got them sent to court for pornography, and they actually got, like, sentenced. I remember Jello Biafra toured with Ministry, and that's about my extent of the Dead Kennedys. So I would like to check it out, maybe, if it doesn't probably get us striked and struck.
I expect it probably will.
Well, then we won't do that. We'll have to do that on another type of paid rock finnick type situation. Shout out Rockfan and Twitch and all those other places I currently do not have open on my browser. Shame on me. Speaking of Twitch, Josh, did you hear? Probably not. You did, because you're ahead of the game on me, I bet. But speaking of the game, there is a game, dude, for all of us Misties.
No, I didn't.
Yes, they don't talk about that in the Gigaplex. I haven't even gone.
I've
yet,
not once gone. I supported them and have yet to have used a single thing from my
right there with you, bro. Okay, so apparently the thing is, it's basically a setup of, well, okay, I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. I saw them play it live for about 2 minutes while I was eating a real quick snack cake, good energetic breakfast this morning. I turned on YouTube just to try to catch up on some stuff, and as I saw that was up, and Mr. Science Theater game, what? So they played about 2 minutes, and basically they showed a scene from a movie, and you have the option in this one type of game, in this mini games, it has to write your own riff. It was pretty awesome. It was pretty cool. They had the people sitting on the couch in front of the TV, so you could have your avatar be things like Safety Girl or Mr. Be Natural, or needless to say, Torgo. It's fucking awesome. I can't wait to play it. And they're not even paying me to give them all this free advertising. I'm just a Misty from long ago.
Well, gentlemen, I think that's almost going to about wrap it up for the first half of the first half, as Josh would say.
Look at you go, right on time.
Dude, are you a clock? What's your name, Ben?
Careful, we might be shills if Zach keeps being that professional.
Oh, yeah, dude. Fucking it up for us.
Anyway, stick around. We got more coming up for the second half of the first half. Right after these messages, stick around. Ironworx, TFRlive.com.
The more you care, the stronger you can be. People don't mind you using strong language about insidious things. They don't mind you becoming sharp, powerful. As long as you care, and the more you care, the stronger you can be. I don't mind a minister consigning my soul to hellfire for my sinful ways. I don't mind that, as long as he does it with tears and not with joy. But wouldn't we all resist a dry-eyed sermon on hellfire? You can't preach hellfire without your heart breaking. You got to sob your way through a sermon on hellfire. Or we all would resist a dry-eyed attempt to preach on hellfire. Why? A simple, obvious lack of really caring. And there are some subjects you cannot even deal with unless your heart breaks, and unless visibly it shows by the emotional content that you really care. Now you can deal harshly with some powerful, important problems.
Extendivite is more than just a heart tonic. Do you have any of these symptoms? Night cramps in the hands and feet. Your arms and legs often go to sleep. On short walks, do your legs get aches and pains? Is your memory worse than it used to be? Ankles that swell late in the day? Has your blood pressure increased lately? If you answered yes to even one of these questions, you may have early warning signs of arterial blockages. Your body is saying that it is time to take Extendivite. These are not the normal signs of aging. They are the warning signs that accompany blocked arteries. Get your Extendivite today. Extendivite is available in capsule or liquid form for just $69.95 for a 2-month supply. To get started, call 1-877-928-8822. That's 1-877-928-8822, or visit heartdrop.com.
Extend your life with Extendovite.
We exist in the security and comfort of our worlds. Paved paths, lights, and manicured lawns give us peace of mind that our world has been tamed, and we are its master. But other worlds exist on the edge of our sight. On the edge of our awareness, the shadows move. The woods fill with the unblinking eyes of the nightmares our ancestors warned us about. Some of us have stumbled into these forgotten realms, whether on purpose or completely by surprise. I'm Brent Thomas. Join us on the Paranormal Portal Friday and Saturday nights from 10 p.m. to midnight Pacific Standard Time as we journey into the world of the paranormal phenomena.
Enter the paranormal portal if you dare.
This is Truth Frequency Radio.
No hate, no hype, no fear. Real people, real radio.
It is Tuesday, my dudes.
A wizard is never late. Nor is he early. He arrives precisely when he means to.
And a big shout out to Drone Free Zone over there on TFR Live Chat. Good to see you. Check out tfrlive.com/chat. I believe is the URL for that.
I believe you're correct. I believe you are correct.
And another big shout out to
multitask here.
Awesome
Go
Austin.
ahead, sorry.
I was shouting out Awesome Austin.
What legend has hit the chat? Absolutely. Hey man, we need to get together soon. Oh, are you going? Because I need to go see that dude. I keep telling him I'm going to hang out. When is yours?
Tonight, Cammie and I will be
Oh, that's
heading
right. I
over
knew that. You said that Friday. I'm sorry.
Special Tuesday night because we're going to be doing Glowbusters tomorrow, for sure. Or Wednesday, I'm sorry. Yeah, tomorrow. I don't even know what day it is.
I know it's hard when it's 4 a.m, man.
Yeah, tonight, Cammie and I will be over there talking about how the world works and all that good stuff. It was going to be just Cammie doing her, but she asked if I could come along. I don't know. I have this gift of being able to speak Cammie's brain and put it into words.
That's epic.
We need to create an app for that. Where's Dave when you need Dave? We need a no-del translator.
Right.
With 3 different settings.
But yeah, I can't wait. It's going to be fun. I love the over there, man. Such good vibes over there.
Absolutely.
Oh, so guys, have you heard about the new Elon Musk new thing he presented?
Where he's going to be assassinated by the Russians?
Is he after a new wife? No, I'll stop. Go.
No, it's not even his new space. I mean, we could talk about that too. He made a new. It looks just like the Wonder Bomb Braun one from the Mars thing. The new rocket, blah 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 blah. But this
This is even creepier. Elon Musk presents Tesla's new humanoid robot Optimus and says it is about to go into production.
Is this the first Optimus they came out with?
This is Prime. This is Optimus Prime right here. So Del Val, USA. Elon Musk officially unveiled the Tesla Optimus robot a few days after the automaker opened yet another new Tesla Gigafactory. According to Musk, the humanoid robot, which resembles a human in size, shape, and movement, should take on tasks that are too dangerous or too boring for humans. During the presentation, Musk called the robot a more important invention than the car. Yeah, well, he said all kinds of really dumb shit, hasn't he?
Right.
He will turn our idea of the economy upside down. So it's a he. Basically, Optimus will be able to do anything humans don't want to do. I'm calling bullshit right here, right now. Optimus will bring an age of plenty. It might be hard to imagine, but when you see how Optimus evolves, it's going to change the world even more than cars did, according to him.
Fuck yeah.
The use in production were
Didn't the
boring.
Segway guy say the same thing? Sorry, go.
Yeah. He's just saying that they're going to be able to do all these boring jobs that humans do. And I'm saying bullshit. I've seen automation, well, at least like some of the most advanced automation up to about 2018. And they weren't even close to getting stuff done that, they did stuff that humans already had to put a thing into a machine. But they had to put it into this machine, then take it out and put it into this machine and take it out, and then put it into this machine, and then the product's done. Well, now it's a big conveyor line, and that thing it can do all three of them in one go, but the human still has to fill the machine with stuff. It still has to apply certain parts to it to insert it. It's not like robots can do all of this stuff. They can't. You know how complex your eyes and your hands and our bodies are? I guarantee I would whoop this robot's ass at doing so much stuff. Guaranteed. And I'm an old man. I'm in my 40s. And I guarantee I have better hand-eye coordination and, the little things, not lifting, 200-pound crates and stuff like that.
Go pick up a dime. Pick up a dime.
Exactly.
Optimus.
Pick up a dime and put it in the machine, 70 times in a minute.
Right.
Because production's all about speed. It's not about just not having a human there. You want to get as much done as you can in the time you have. And unless there's been huge advancements in this stuff, the whole sensor, the sensor of this thing's eye is nowhere near what a human and how fast a human can react. I would bet money on it. Yeah, I bet it can see things we can't. It can do things like this and that. But telling its hand to move to catch this or do that no, I'm not buying it. I want to see it.
You have seen the dancing cheetah robot, right? I'm just being silly more than anything. I will say this though. I do know that they're pushing it really hard, and I wouldn't doubt that. I mean, think about the assembly cubes we watched on videos recently. The little cubes that assemble themselves. Think about. I mean, there's some crazy shit. We've seen some videos that imply there could be some type of self-aware, AI-driven molecular level of dust. I mean, dude, there's some pretty crazy shit that they could or couldn't have, and it could all be bullshit. I'm just saying. You have seen The Matrix, right?
Here's how they end all this off. Other promises made by Musk also speak against an early start of production, such as the launch of the Cybertruck and the Tesla Semi, which are already well behind their schedule. Even the long-announced autonomous driving does not yet work at Tesla.
Tesla's made trucks for years. Tesla's been putting out trucks for a while. Let's not pretend like Tesla doesn't make trucks or Tesla's behind on their truck production. They're only referring specifically to this goofy, futuristic cheeseball truck. that everybody went on about. Tesla makes a pretty normalized looking bed in the back, cab up front, pickup truck, just from Tesla. They've been making those for a while. Just thought I'd throw that out there. But just imagine if they did have all this robot technology up to date. Just think of all the leisure time you would have. I mean, you'd probably need to be like a multimillionaire.
Searching for food because you don't have a job anymore.
Well, you'd probably have to have a few $100 million anyway to be able to afford one of these robots. But just think, if you have a few $100 million, just think of all the leisure time you'll have after you buy your robot that you couldn't have afforded otherwise.
Well, here, damn, sorry.
Looking so much.
I just read an article last night. It wasn't really, it started out completely on a whole different topic. It was about a movie and the planned obsolescence kind of idea of the future and clones and all this. I haven't watched it, but I will. I'll have to get the name in a second. But in the article, it's tied into a true story of a group of, like, I believe almost 300 people who are currently walking around with some form, variation of bionic eye, giving them the ability to see where they couldn't before. Now, it's not like what you're saying, Zach. It's not, oh, I can see everything and pick up exactly what a human eye sees. No, it's more shapes but if you're blind from, genetic issues or birth or whatever, it's a new world for you. And these people are now in a situation where if they catch some salt in the eye, no, it probably wouldn't be that silly, but if a wire goes wrong, software goes haywire, anything goes wrong with their eye, they're screwed because the company has already gone bankrupt. So now we're in a state where we've gotten advanced enough to have a fucking bionic eye that works for blind people. And now that company's gone and these people are in a bind because their eye might stop working. So they're doing some advanced shit. Enough to go bankrupt. I just thought that was great. But prayers and shouts to those people who are walking around with that fear hanging over their head. That would be a little stressful, I would believe. I'll link the article and share it here in a second.
I don't know about the whole robot. I mean, I saw iRobot. You really want to build an army that has no emotions, that is connected. Assuming that they're all going to have Wi-Fi downloads and all that kind of good stuff built into them, but can be controlled by, one person. If somehow production, does make 1 million of these things and they're all over, what happens that one day when the guy's like, all right, kill all humans, and sends out that one? I'm just saying. I mean, I saw Terminator 2, I'm not saying the machines are going to turn against us and get AI and consciousness and all this stuff. I'm saying there's some twisted individuals out there that don't move their finger on a button for a emotionless army. I mean, that's what they've been looking for all along, trying to make the perfect soldier that pretty much doesn't have a soul, right?
Right, which is exactly what they would do with Elon Musk's technology if it were an actual thing. You know what is really boring? Trying to control human beings. If I can get an entire army to do things that I don't want to do, then sweet. If they're going to do things without question, without thought, without remorse, without any emotion whatsoever, yeah, imagine they'd do that instead.
Need to find me a handheld EMP device.
Can't be that hard. Surely.
No, they have them for sure. You can make them pretty easily. My one of the guys I watch, the Lock Picking Lawyer, is his handle on YouTube. Shout out. The guys can get into anything. It's amazing watching him work. But he showed that there's a lot of these electronic locks out there that's all it is an electronic. There is no physical, mechanical lock involved. It's all keypads and this and that. And he goes up with this magnet, this EMP. He runs this pulse through this electromagnet, and the thing, it resets the counter. It wasn't like a lock to keep you out of it or keep other people out of it. It's a lock to keep you out of it. So you can lock your phone in there and then be away from your phone for a couple hours. This is for people that are too hooked onto their phones. It's this little new device that they have, and you lock it, you set a timer, and then you hit start, and then you have to wait. You cannot open it after that. Unless you take an EMP, scramble the electronics inside, and it resets it to 0, and it opens right up. But yeah, he was showing it's just this little handheld thing he had. He just stuck it next to it, hit the button. It made some weird, it sounded like a kind of like a taser almost without the discharge. And yeah, thing opened right up. So they definitely have them. I'm gonna have to make one.
That'd be cool. Learn how to focus.
Yeah, I don't know how I got it. Yeah.
Well, I'm struggling finding the article I read last night. Apparently, I didn't save it or send it to us because, like I said, it was more about a movie than about that. So I'll have to find it for you guys. My apologies.
Big shout out to Nachiketa there in chat, as well as Rico's tinfoil sombrero.
Nice. What's up, Rico? Man, I need to get in touch with you, brother. I feel like we were like having a nice little back and forth on our texting, and then I got sidetracked. Life does. But my apologies, friend. So, and good to see you, Natch. Definitely glad to have you back around, my friend.
So the birds.
Sorry, I just read Donald's reply. Go ahead.
We had a little bird who came and built their nest on the back porch and hung around for about a week, and all of a sudden another little bird came around, looked just like it, and they've been hanging around for a week. And then I see them both in the nest, and I was like, oh, we're going to have bird babies here soon. And now I haven't seen them in the nest. I see them fly up underneath the porch every once in a while, but I haven't seen them sitting in the nest in like 3-4 days. And they used to be in the yard like all day long. You could see them on this tree or that tree or sitting on the garden post or the shepherd hooks or something. They were in the yard. Now I haven't seen them. I don't know if they're shopping for a new home or what. Or yeah, I was like, oh, I love sitting out there and just watching the birds. I don't know what it is. It's so peaceful, just watching them do their thing, fly around and catch moths and all the little insects, and they come up to the shepherd hook and they'll sit up there and eat them, looking for their next meal. Yeah, it's just so amazing watching nature. And it's so healing and soothing.
It really is.
I know I say this all the time, but you might think I'm crazy, but go try it. Anxiety, stress, depression. These are all things you do not need pills to heal yourself. It's right outside the door. That's where you need to go. Take 10, 20 minutes a day and just sit there and watch and observe. Don't think about your issues and your problems. Focus on that world. It's so beautiful and perfect, but yet so chaotic at the same time. Until you can really step back and see it all working, and I still don't see it all working. But the little parts I do see working, and this does this and this does that, and it all fits together. It's like if humans weren't here, it would all run still just fine. Nature it's like this clock, but it's so chaotic up close and beautiful and just full of wonder. Yeah, just take a look. 10, 20 minutes a day.
that sense of chaos that you're talking about, to me, is so much preferable to ordered, regimented, sit in a box, follow the clock, or follow the man's clock, not follow the sky clock. It feels so right when you're doing it that way. And we get so easily distracted from it. And that's the sad part. Suddenly, right. Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. But that, to me, that chaos is more perfect than any regimented, ordered, cut into the perfect square shapes or whatever shit that people try to force onto the world. The entropy of nature is, to me, the order. That is order. Anyway,
it is order out of chaos. There really is. Until you actually see it, it looks chaotic, but then you realize that everything has its purpose and it's doing it right in front of you. Yeah, all we have to do is watch. That's all we have to do. Pay attention. It's so easy to start seeing it. Not just like a young child. You don't start singing, opera before you can talk. And just like this, you don't see even a little bit of the picture before you can focus on that ant. Just pay attention to what it's doing.
I think you just hit something else, though, that kind of like resonated and hit my brain the right way. Because like with the child and their voice and their singing, like, okay, yeah, it's great to hear an opera singer sing. But to hear a child just running around, making up their own tune, their own song, their own, it's beautiful. Like yesterday, dude, meeting Shannon's daughter, she was the biggest ball of energy, just, immediately showing me toys and come here, come show me, showing me stuff in her all over the house, all her neat stuff, just excited and the life and the energy and just, dude, yeah, just to me, that's more beautiful than, again, the perfect areas. They're great. They sound wonderful. I used to be part of that voice, in the choir and all that. And when you hit it right, it's great. But look, Austin in chat talking about his voice doing that, his baby doing it the loudest. That's it, man. That is the song of God to me. All right, I'm ranting. I'll stop.
Yeah, absolutely. Rico, awesome, brother. He says he's walking to work 3 hours or 3 miles both ways.
Hell yeah.
Gets to wake up fully on his way in and decompress walking home. He says it's just,
absolutely,
game changer. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I know everybody's busy and there's, a lot of people are barely getting by and just, it's hard. It's hard to get that 20 minutes to just say, okay, I'm not going to do anything right now, but you can't look at it like you're not doing anything because you really are. You have to take care of yourselves. I know you have families, you have loved ones, there's, people who depend on you. But if you're sick and ill, it's a lot harder to provide for the people that you love when you're not functioning properly, when you're not thinking properly anymore because you're worried about this pain or this ache or this, take some time. And once you heal your mental health and you get into a good place, the physical health starts healing right after that. It's so hard to heal physically when you're mentally stressed. Your body
they had it right there in the fucking word. Disease. It's dis-ease. You've lost your fucking chill.
Yeah. Got to keep, it's like that, like keep breathing. When you're walking up a hill and you're carrying something and all of a sudden you find out that, why am I holding my breath? Now I feel like I got to stop. I used to do that all the time. I didn't learn how to breathe until a couple years ago. You got big breaths.
When you start exercising more, you got to take deeper breaths, and you can keep going. It's amazing.
If you sit down and actually sit and breathe properly in a full, using your diaphragm, expanding, it's such a different world than what most people sit and do as respiration. And it changes you. It can literally change your life if you sit down and learn how to breathe correctly. I'm not going to go into it right now because, listening to people breathe on the radio might get a little perverted, but it's truly, breathwork is a heavy duty area of knowledge. You have to really know your way through it. Definitely don't just start in on it crazy. I can speak.
Nah.
Dude, me and my buddy used to
Bullshit.
do oxygen hardcore.
You guys are all crazy. All you guys in chat, all you guys here, breathing is just completely overrated. Matter of fact, we should all just stop completely.
All right, I'm done.
Overrated.
Yeah, what is it? 10 deep breaths. That's what a lot of the special forces guys, right before they're getting ready to go do whatever they're doing, to clear their mind, and sharpen all of their. No, for real, they do this.
No, I'm not laughing at you. I didn't realize I wasn't muted. I'm sorry. I'm laughing at all in the chat. I apologize. But you're right. Yeah, the breaths to get you oxygenated before you hit the underwater. Yeah. Absolutely, dude. That's one of the magician's secret weapons.
I want everybody to try this today at some time, especially if it's light out. Doing it when it's dark out, it's not as clear what's going on. But when you inhale and exhale 10 real deep breaths, and then you open your eyes and look around, you can see sharper. You can hear sharper. Everything, your senses just are like overloaded all of a sudden. I think because we don't get all that, heavy breathing exercise like I did when I was young, it's different. When I sit and focus on my breathing and take those 10 deep breaths, like all the colors become brighter and more
absolutely
trapped with all the other ones. It's amazing.
Austin in chat apparently has forgotten how to breathe. Just concentrate. You don't need to go to the ER. You're okay. You just ate too many cookies.
Oh, wait.
No.
Nope.
It's just a big ass hit from his bowl.
All right, he's good. Oh, wait, what's this? Draconian methods. Hashtag doubt. Doubt? We need to talk when we get back. Draconian methods. What do you got? All right. Coming up.
Believe it or not, Walt is talking. We just got super hot break music right now. But I can get pretty hot on my mic too. We'll be back.
Censorship and regulation is becoming an ever-growing problem in today's modern media. From the mainstream to YouTube and Google, the information you're looking for is buried by official narratives and propaganda. This is why TFR is 100% uncensored, unregulated, and listener-supported. The shows on TFR are not micromanaged by the station, and our hosts are free to speak their minds however they please. As such, the views and opinions expressed on our station are of those who make them. If you happen to hear anything offensive on TFR, please send us an email to toughtitty@tfrlive.com, and we'll be happy to tell you that we really don't give a damn. We stand for freedom of speech and non-censorship. If you also stand for free speech, you can go to tfrlive.com/signup and sign up for a TFR supporter pass and help us in our mission to keep the airwaves uncensored and unregulated. TFR Live, your uncensored and unregulated protection from deception.
Who would have thought this could have happened? I'll tell you, here's the story. If it's bad, it'll be front page news in the newspapers. If it's great, they won't even cover it. Now, if it's bad, I say it's fake. Saki told me so it must be true. If it's good, I say, get up. I told you again, I told you. Trump. What the hell is he talking about? I don't know. Don't laugh. You're no kids. We are a laughing stock all over the world. You say election fraud, you get canceled. The proof that Joe Biden hasn't lost it was that Vladimir Putin said that he's getting very sharp. How about if I take a cognitive test? There's a woman's man become a TV, but for me it was easy. Law and and order. We want law and order. We demand law and order. We don't want people shot and killed. Clearly. Now, if it's bad, I say it's fake. And Saki told me so it must be true. If it's good, I say, I told you again, I told you. You don't need your fully semi-automatic 40-shot clip, man. Am I right? In other words, the entire system was rigged. Yeah. Every day more people are realizing that we were right. Oh, wonderful. Oh, okay. Crooked Hillary Clinton is the most angry person in the United States. Yeah. You know why? She said, why the hell didn't you do that with me? I could have been somebody. There's a lot of enthusiasm for Joe Biden. He's the most popular president ever. He's significantly more popular than Barack Obama was in 2008. Am I right? Clearly. Now, if it's bad, I say it's fake. And Saki told me so it must be true. If it's good, I say, I told you again, I told you. You owe me.
Now listen, if you have not subscribed to a YouTube channel, do it right now. Do it today. And all you have to do is click the big red subscribe button.
You must unite what is inside us.
We are TFR, Truth Frequency Radio.
Good morning. I'm here. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up!
What is dark matter?
Okay, we don't know.
That's great. That's why it's called dark.
It's exactly.
Everyone knows all reputable information comes from random people on the internet. Tell me things, internet. The earth is flat. It's like school in your hand.
Okay, dark matter is something we do not know what it is. We believe the dark matter is there, but we have never detected it. Well, what I'm afraid of course, is that there is no dark matter out there. There was one? There is no dark matter out there. We need to think really hard.
Hi, this is Alan. I like Ironworx because it's where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came.
I love Ironworx with Josh, Walt and Zach. It's like sitting in your front room having a cosy chat with your best friends.
Hi, it's Diva here, and I just want you to know that Ironworx with Josh, Walt and Zach, it's definitely my favourite dose of reality. Come join the family and keep it flat.
Why sleep in when you could get your dose of iron in the morning? Listen to the Ironworks on TFR.
This is Enlightened Dawn. Roses are red, violets are blue. Ironworm Media is the best on the plane. To this show, I will forever be true. You guys are truly the best, and I love you guys. I'm so thankful to have you in my life.
Do you like listening to space letters from Never a Straight Answer? Then tune in to The Ironworks with Zach, Walter, and Josh. Break clear of the fear on The Ironworks and become an Iron Scout.
And welcome back to the first half of the second half of the Ironworks right here on Truth Frequency Radio, TFRlive.com. We are also on Rockfin, Odyssey, DLive, Facebook, hell, even YouTube, I think. Just a little joke because we got like 50 people over there on YouTube watching. But I heard there was only 18 likes. 18 likes.
It's gone up a bit to 26. You know, we never do ask you people on the air for likes or subs or any of that. And I appreciate all those in the chat who do so on our behalf. Thank you so much for that. And we appreciate the likes and the subs. And if you haven't done it, what the hell are you doing? Get that button hit. Damn it. There's even a bell, they say. Does it toll for thee? It doesn't toll for me. What? I'm a poet sometimes. Don't know.
I used to
turtles. I'm sorry.
poetry when I was in high school. It was just because I had a really cool teacher who she pretty much told me I couldn't do it, so that made me want to do it.
Right.
She knew how to push my buttons, you know. She was like one of the few teachers. Some other teachers I worked harder for because they were hot or because, you know, stuff like that. But she wasn't at all. But she pushed me mentally. And I enjoyed that. I used to go visit her before class, first hour, and ask what poems we're going to be covering that day so I could go read them before. And eventually she started saying, well, here's these 5. Which 3 do you think we should cover? Like, you know, yeah, she was kind of treated me almost as an equal in a lot of ways. And I really respected that. She didn't look down upon me as like she was some type of authority figure. She looked at me as an educator, like a teacher should. And yeah, that was a one teacher, Miss Vera Corey. Great teacher. Knew how to push my buttons and get me to try.
Well, I had one of those myself in biology after my disillusionment leading up to that class with other sciences, quote unquote, chemistry, here, do math, or anything like that. You know, when I finally hit biology, Mr. Boykin was like just light from above. He definitely was. And plus, he played music, so that was another link up. He also conveniently warned the class about paraquat back in the early 80s.
That's not, you're going to have to fill me in on what?
It's something they were spraying on marijuana fields, we were told anyway, back in the late 70s, early 80s, to allegedly like make people unhealthy.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So he was telling everybody about that. Now, why would a cool afro bearded up music playing teacher be telling his class, completely not in the textbook, about some substance that could harm them from smoking cannabis? Not cannabis itself, the substance upon it. He was the man for sure. He was actually the reason I did take biology in college major. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
We've been told our whole lives about tobacco. Oh, tobacco is horrible. It's poison, this and that. Well, no. The poison they put on the tobacco is poison. Tobacco is a healing plant. They used to use it because it helped induce coughing. If you have phlegm or little plastic particles all coating in your lungs, or just whatever, breathe in some bad stuff that you want to get out of your lungs, they would tell you to go smoke tobacco. Because, you know, you cough and you're constantly clearing out your throat and this and that, and you're getting all that stuff out of your lungs.
Expectorant is what they're called.
And so many children, for some reason, don't get this from a young age. When your body, especially runny noses, I'll always hear, you know, the children sucking up all that snot back into their nose. It's like, no, don't fight your body. Your body is trying to expel that out of it. Help it. Blow that stuff out of your nose. I don't care if you blow it into your hand and wipe it on your shirt. You know, if you don't have a tissue, your body's more important than that shirt. Get that stuff out of your body. Help your body. When you cough something up and spitting is gross. No, swallowing the stuff that your body's trying to execute and get rid of, that's gross. You know, spitting is a natural thing. When your lungs and your esophagus are getting something out of it to clean itself, the worst thing you could do is go and dump it right back down into the hole, you know?
Yeah. If your body thinks you're poisoning it, you hyper salivate to rinse shit out of your mouth because it thinks that there's something in there that shouldn't be. And that's why you hyper salivate to try to clear out things that shouldn't be there. Spitting is just a natural process. Should be not so looked down upon.
Oh, right. Without a doubt. It should be encouraged.
Encourage. Everybody spit.
Spitting on the floor. You know, I don't know about all that, but outside in the grass, yeah, it's illegal to spit on a sidewalk in Indiana. That was in one of those old laws that it's an old law in the books because the ladies didn't want to drag their dresses through that stuff.
What about a farmer blow? Can I snot rocket on the sidewalk?
Yeah, you sure.
Kaplunk. Man. I see Dawn saying she has a runny nose all the time. I actually go through that quite often with allergies, and it could not be allergies. I know if you're in the more northern region and tend to have colder climes, lots of people sleep with their heater on, and having that heater on in your bedroom blowing in your face is like probably the worst thing that ever happened to us as a species, health-wise. Dries out all those helpful, snotty juices that catch all that horrible shit that you inhale while you're breathing. And so, yeah, having that dry nastiness actually increases the chance of when you wake up having the runny nose as it starts to try to get rid of all that stuff that is collected in it. So, yeah, try to get that heater off at night. And just generally, saline is really good stuff. I carry a can around in the wintertime to keep my nose nice and moistened.
Here in the U.S., we're a little more lenient. I think it's just a fine, but Nachiketa says he thinks you get caned in Singapore for spitting on the sidewalk.
Heavy duty.
And those canes, it's not like a tap. I mean,
no, that's serious business.
They do some
we used
serious
to sell them.
damage. Yeah.
Yeah, they can draw blood with one swing.
Real quick before it gets too far away, I did drop a story there in our chat about the paraquat spraying during the Operation Clearview and different Reagan and Nixon era. It started in the Nixon era and was continued through the Reagan era. Reagan actually was making sure it was being sprayed on some fields in Georgia. So he was close to home. It wasn't just the Mexican fields being sprayed. You go, Reagan, keeping it close to home. Anyway,
is this
so yeah.
Something like they were spraying there? I think that was.
It was an herbicide, quote unquote, herbicide. But our government's always looking out.
Big cities like St. Louis from the rooftops back in the day, 50s.
Possibly.
Was it maybe it was Kansas City? I'm not sure, but I remember them. I think it was to get rid of the mosquitoes, but they were releasing all this weird fog from the tops of rooftops and just letting it like rain down.
Radioactive fog, as I recall. Pretty sure that was St. Louis.
I knew it was somewhere around there, right around there. Yeah. Yeah, just radioactive fog for everybody. Well, why not? I know that radiation was the greatest thing on Earth back then, or at least we're trying to get us convinced of that. My aunt, she was only 4 foot something, real short, because she had a radiation treatment at a very young age, and it just destroyed her thyroid. She had to be on medication for the rest of her life. Like 70 years she took medication because they just obliterated her thyroid with radiation.
Zinc cadmium sulfide being sprayed in cities in the 50s. St. Louis specifically, and in a predominantly black area, the article is saying. Shock there.
Yeah, apparently that was the thing in St. Louis too. It was predominantly the African American neighborhoods that got this weird radioactive fog. I think yes, frog.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts, man. Pretty nuts. But they're looking out for you, all you government tourists, they're definitely keeping the roads paved, keeping the schools open, and making sure you get radioactive dust for the future generations. Speaking of Froggy, anyway.
I think that would be a good thing to see the federal government being taken down a few notches back to just, doing its job and not trying to govern the whole country and letting the states kind of handle things the way they want to. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if this system is salvageable the way that it's set up. It was a system set up a long time ago, archaic, to what we have today, at least according to his story, right? But with the way technology is today, and you could even have things set in place if the phone lines and the, internet and all this stuff goes out, then we fall back to this. But with today's system, we don't need all these people meeting in one place and doing, it's not needed. We don't need a Washington, D.C. anymore. We don't need to fly these people. They don't need $250,000 plus a year to travel around and, get their fancy suits and look good while they're voting on C-SPAN. We don't need any. It's all a waste. This whole thing is a waste. It can all be done digitally anymore. And really, everybody could have a vote. And you guys know I don't like that idea. But it probably worked better than what we're doing right now. At least the power would be shifted somewhat. I don't know. I mean, I never really cared about politics, but I would bet 90% plus of the people who actually vote and kind of pay attention to politics don't even know if the people they voted for voted the way they wanted them to. Once we kind of vote these people into office, I don't know. Anybody out there in chat that was big into politics, did you ever keep track of who voted for what and how they voted? And it just seems like a big, giant prom king, queen festival type deal anymore. It has nothing to do with the issues or politics. It has to do with the popularity contest. I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud. Yeah. Big shout out. DITRH in chat. He said never once did he go and make sure that the people were voting the way they said they would vote. No, we don't. We're trusting. Human beings are trusting.
We're distracted. We're left to deal with our everyday struggles. That's when we defer all of our power. We don't want to put the work in. That's why we leave it up to them in the first place. If we wanted to do the work, we wouldn't need politicians. We have politicians because we don't want all that liability. It's hard to defend 47,000 different borders all along the Rio Grande. We want to pay somebody to come and do it all at once. I was watching a debate yesterday. I think I posted it in our Telegram group between two guys. One has a channel called Delete Laws. The other is a channel called James Freeman. So this guy Chili from Delete Laws and James from James Freeman were just having a debate basically on government and its role and is there a need for a federal government, or can we operate as a society on a strictly voluntary basis? Could we as a society live with voluntary interactions? And it was a super interesting debate because that's the sort of debate that I have in my head so often. On one hand, I have this super utopian, idealistic version of what things could be. And on the other hand, I have the way things really are. And there's really no good way to bridge that gap. We can improve upon what we have, or we can just burn the whole motherfucker to the ground and start fresh in hopes that we get a utopia. But there's just really no good way to get from where we are to where we need to be without just complete tearing down of everything. It's the difference between when we as truthers were asleep in comparison to, say, where we are now, and how much less asleep we are now versus before. It's a whole different paradigm in thinking. We see things completely differently than we did. We had to burn that whole concept of everything that we thought we knew and burn that shit to the ground and have to build it back up. And that's what we'll need to do as a society if we have to get to where we want to be, I think. Otherwise, you're never going to change things from the inside. You're not going to
chasing your tail.
Do what?
You'd be chasing your tail.
That's right.
I am a man from Katua, the Blue Ridge bioregion of the Southern Appalachians. I am the living soil. I am land incarnate. I am the vine, the flower, and the thorn. I am its airspace and water. I am its militia. I am its fingers, ears, and voice. During the Great Trance, this geography was called North Carolina. We don't have states anymore. We live in a confederacy of bioregions. North Carolina dissolved into 4 parts and seceded from the Union in the year 2020. It was the year of American independence. Maine led the charge on July 4th to a nationwide great awakening. This was not a revolution. It was an exodus from slavery. The exodus was broadcast on social media. Millions of Americans withdrew their consent from the District of Columbia through a personal declaration of independence. Sovereignty pulled the sword from the stone and man became king. The declaration was simple. This is my declaration of independence. I, Walter Johnson, void all contracts made under the person, capital letters, Walter Johnson, with the corporation, the United States of America. I am a natural born free man of the land. I am not a corporate fiction. I am the living soil. Just giving you guys a little taste of what it could be like. I'll link this article from our good friend James True, who we need to get back on this show, many of our shows, in a big way. This article lit a fire under me in a huge, huge way. It was really the start of my friendship with James. And this idea, this cutting away, these bioregions, this whole idea of everyone contributing, and just it's a dream. It's a fucking beautiful dream, and us trying to create it is something that I think we can't do if we turn off the fucking TV. All right, hang on, let me drop it 1 second.
It's slowly, in places, people are coming together, building their own little communities. And I don't mean like huge pieces of land and then, but like here in the Kakalaki region, we're somewhat spread out, 30, 40 miles apart. But I mean, we've got Greenville, Spartanburg, Columbus, up there by Shelby, by Karen. There's just this whole area is getting saturated. And this is just with people that we know. I mean, the flat earthers in this area, at least the ones that, you can go look up on the Flat Earth Sun, Moon, and Zodiac Clock app by Blue Water Bay. It's crazy how much it's grown just in the last year. The amount of people in the region. just coming aware of the topic has exploded exponentially. It's been awesome. Yeah, 111 now. So it's slowed down over the last month or so, but I'm sure here this September in Greenville, we're going to see a lot more blue dots showing up. Yeah, Spartanburg is pretty much like it's blued out right around there. I see quite a few new yellow dots as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If you haven't been on the app in a while, go check out your page and check out, you have a little icon up in the top left corner of the map. And if you click on it, it'll give you your referral code. And if you gift the app to somebody or something like that, or just tell somebody about it, and you have the, that code active, ask them if they punch that in when they go to get the app, and you'll get a little thing on your phone telling you, hey, thanks for sharing the app and this and that, blah, 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 all that good stuff. And yeah, the more you do, you can start getting these little icons saying, hey, I did this many, I did this many, I did this many. It's just a neat little thing that Dave added that. Yeah, it's just a kind of I'm this much of a, spreader of truth type of thing, which is good. Competition is good when it's healthy like this. You're not trying to beat somebody so they lose, but it's neat. Competition.
And no, everybody doesn't get a ribbon.
No, there'll be one ribbon, and Dave's probably going to be the one who gets it, because that guy's always constantly out there working and sharing this stuff. But yeah, if you don't have it, go check it out. Go buy it for a friend if you do have it. Somebody that might be on the fence. It's definitely a game changer. You can't go and research this stuff, which is funny because now there are states that are suing the government because of what Twitter and Facebook and YouTube have been doing. It's not that they don't have the right to do it because it's their own platform. It's that the government worked with them in collusion to censor people. And that's not the government. The government is not allowed to do that. They're not allowed to in any way infringe upon your free speech. Now, if a company wants to do that on their own, that's fine. But they openly colluded with the government. The government pretty much ordered them to do this stuff.
I'm no collusion expert, but I think there's other synonyms for that word collusion. Several entities coming together to deprive people of their rights.
I heard of that.
Chew on that over the next 3 minutes. We'll take a little break. We'll be right back. Stick around.
In a single minute, your body produces 120 to 180 million red blood cells. People ask Google 2.4 million questions, and 25 million Coca-Cola products are consumed. Many of those bottles will end up in a landfill where the World Bank estimates we produce 5 million pounds of garbage. 108 human lives will be lost in this minute, and an adult male will lose 96 million cells. Fortunately, 96 million cells divide, replacing those lost. Speaking of divisions, in the USA, 1.5 people get divorced, while worldwide, 116 people will get married, 83,300 people have sex, but only 258 babies will be born. And a fetus is developing neurons at a rate of 250,000 per minute, so it's no wonder that a computer simulation takes 60 quadrillion bytes to simulate a minute. An average of 1.38 micrometers of rain fall around the world, which is 4.7 billion bathtubs of water every minute, and with the storms comes approximately 6,000 bolts of cloud-to-ground lightning hitting the Earth. A 150-pound person expends 1.1 calories of energy per minute while sleeping, while the sun provides us with 83.33 terawatts of energy. The Earth will complete 1,800 kilometers of its 940 million around the sun, moving 1,034 times faster than a cheetah. 70,000 hours of Netflix are watched, 300 hours are uploaded to YouTube, and you can watch this video and subscribe.
It's amazing how people have been raving about ILife all over Facebook. They've been posting their testimonials just because they want to get the word out because it's worked so well for them. If you're not familiar with ILife, it's a 99% pure CBD oil. But the secret is the synergy between the hemp and the ayahuasca vine, the non-psychoactive component of the ayahuasca tea. We recently received an email from a wife whose husband has Parkinson's. For the first time, he's been able to sleep through the entire night. Another customer reported that they're no longer using NSAIDs because their tennis elbow has been relieved with iLife. The reports have been phenomenal and much more than we ever expected. Everyone should have access to this. That's why if you head on over to iLife.com right now and use coupon code TFR, we'll give you $5 towards your order. And we'll even ship it worldwide. That's iLife.com. AYA life.com.
For 5,000 years, the world was ruled with wooden ships by one man. 242 years ago, a small group of free men crafted a new nation built on liberty and freedom. Global elites have been fighting to destroy this new nation called America ever since. Based on actual events, Charm of Favor tells a true story of how they corrupted the election system. They infiltrated federal agencies and murdered witnesses, judges, and even presidents to keep from being caught. Now, the largest and wealthiest crime syndicate the world has ever known has been drawn out of the shadows. They have killed hundreds of Americans and recently attempted to assassinate half our congressmen. Still, they escape arrest through an almost supernatural charm of favor. Read Charm of Favor and be prepared to open your eyes to what may lie just around the corner. Charm of Favor is available on Amazon and Barnes & Noble.
You're listening to the Truth Frequency Radio Network.
No hate, no hype, no fear.
All right, ramblers, let's get rambling.
Well, pitter patter, let's get at her.
And welcome back, fourth and final segment of the Ironworks, kicking off right now. As you may have guessed, it is Zach, Walt, and Josh hanging out with you this morning.
Hello. I'm just playing catch up in chat. My apologies. I'll stop. There's a lot there, so it's hard to catch up.
The early light is upon me. Sun came back around to the east coast of the United States. It's all good today, folks.
Nice.
I see.
That's what pretty much constitutes a good day for me. The sun comes around. It's, it's a good day.
Beats the
I'll wave to y'all. That's what you get. That's all I can do today.
Rico says the weather outside is weather.
No.
He is heading into work. Have a great walk there, Rico. And he said he loves it because he gets, that time to decompress and to wake up when he's walking into work. And I can relate to that. I used to leave work an hour before it started, and it only took me 20 minutes to get there if I took and I say highways, but it's not like an interstate highway. It's a 2-lane road with big ditches on each side, no guardrail. It's a country road and farm fields on both sides. They're country highways. And I could get there in about 20, 25 minutes if I did, 5 miles over the speed limit. But usually I would take 45 minutes and take back roads and do about 25, 30 miles an hour and just put along and look at all the nature around me. I love summertime because the sun was up real early. When it's up at like 4:30, it's awesome because all the animals are out. The birds are going nuts. I would see this one bird on the way to work every day. I got a picture of it. I've never seen it in Indiana or anywhere really else before. but it was hanging out in this one little swamp. It was like my favorite intersection that had a stop sign that I had to hit. I only hit 3 of them on the way to work. But yeah, there was this little swamp in the corner of this farm field. And it was beautiful. I have some beautiful pictures because the sun was always coming up right over it. And it just cast this perfect light. And I would sit there. I would always stop right there. I would actually pull past the intersection because it was on the other side of the road. And I would stop right there. There's no cars coming. The next car that would come would usually be my supervisor. And once I'd see her, then I'd start moving again. But yeah, I'd just sit there for 5 minutes, depending on when I got there, 10 minutes, and just sit there and just stare and watch the sun move. And yeah, take some time. I'm telling you, it makes everything so much easier. If you can do that alone, just take a different way to work where you drive through a road with some nature that isn't busy, where you can slow down a little bit. That'll even help. Yeah, rant over.
I like it. No, I like it. I do. I'm all about that, man. Like I said, I mentioned, I don't know, a couple shows ago about how Shell and I used to take off and just drive and look for flowers, truly. And we just don't, and we need to, again, like we used to. So you'll be surprised what you'll come up with, what you'll come across.
And I had like 3 or 4 different paths I would take too. I would never take the same path every day of the week. I would always end up at that swamp. That swamp is where I would meet up because it was right down the road from where I worked. But I would take different roads to get there so I could see different things. You know, I'd see a lot more deer if I took this road. I'd see turkey more if I took this road. There's a really cool tree over here, you know, stuff like that. Mix it up, have a little variety. Can't eat frozen pizza every day. I learned that the hard way.
Shout out to Angela Baby Carson in chat too, who's got a appointment with the vet today. Have to put her beloved rat down.
Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that.
That is tough. That is very tough. I had a rat growing up as a kid. Eunice the rat.
I never had a rat, but I really liked the movie Willard and Ben a lot. I always wanted a rat. Mama wouldn't let me keep them when I would catch one.
Stuart Little was the first movie M. Night Shyamalan directed. Major box office movie, mind you. Yeah.
Wait, what?
The first Stuart Little with Hugh Laurie in it?
I think you just made the most ultimate M. Night twist ever happen in my brain just then.
I was going to say, the movie is a twist itself, you know?
Yeah.
That is amazing.
Now I got to go back and watch that.
I know. I was thinking that same thing. Oh my God.
And remember how much he loves the use of colors too. So think back to Stuart Little and how colorful it was. Yeah, look at it. It's one of the reasons he's my absolute favorite director. I don't care what they say. Even his bad movies, I enjoy at least once. Like The Happening, I really enjoyed The Happening. I really enjoyed the storyline for The Happening, and it could have been a really badass movie. I mean, it wasn't, but it could have been. If they hadn't, I don't know, doused craft services with Valium. I don't know what the fuck was going on, but everybody just seemed like
weren't they just zombified through the whole movie, just walking through
Zooey
it?
Deschanel, I've never particularly cared for her, but in that movie, she completely mailed it in. It's like she wasn't even there fucking at all. I can't imagine that was part of the character. She was just... And then I don't know what the fuck Mark Wahlberg was doing. Look at me, I'm a science teacher. This is how science teachers act, so I'm going to act like a science teacher. I don't know what the fuck it was, but it was not good.
No, it wasn't. I couldn't finish the movie. Truly, I could not watch it. And it really upset me because I had enjoyed a lot of his stuff up until then.
Sorry, got a little sidetracked. I'm a big M. Night Shyamalan fan. And really, if you haven't seen Lady in the Water, by far, I've not seen his last several, though. I don't do a whole lot of movie watching in the last few years, 5 years or so. Nothing really new. Couldn't tell you the last time I was in a fucking movie theater. But yeah, M. Night Shyamalan is just the writing for Lady in the Water. It's brilliant. He used to tell his girls, his kids, a bedtime story. It was one of these sort of continuation of a story. Then every night they'd add a little more to it. Then the next night he'd retell it and add a little more. And he took that bedtime story that he and his kids made up at bedtime and turned it into a movie. And it was fucking awesome. I really dig it. Check out Lady in the Water.
Did you guys see his series he did, the 3-part with the like real life type superhero and villain and
oh yeah,
Unbreakable? I forget the name of the second one, and then I think it's Glass is the last one. Samuel L. Jackson plays Dr. Glass.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Split was the second one.
Split. Yeah, it was great. It was great stuff.
The guy, I don't even know his name, but whoever played the Split character in that movie, wow. I thought that was amazing. Acting, directing, just so well done.
James McAvoy would be his name, James McAvoy. And yes, he played those parts quite crazily. I think that was right before he was... Go ahead.
I was just going to say, that's one of those types of roles you don't see certain types of actors playing. You know, this person is such a great actor, this and this and this, but they always play the same character. You know, some people I think get way too much credit for being good actors. Yeah, they do what they do really well, and it's believable and all that kind of stuff. Or, you know, whatever. You can see it in them that they almost appear to be actually doing it. But to play like a crazy person or, you know, just something off the wall like that, it's hard to do. And there's only certain actors out there that can, I think, that are that good that actually make it come off that way. Like when Brad Pitt in 12 Monkeys, I love that role he did there. It's not easy to do, I don't think.
Not convincingly and not well.
Yeah, there's an actual skill to being that good of a liar, you know? Staying in that moment as that character that is so just different. Yeah, I never wanted to be an actor, ever. But I've always appreciated good acting. There's something about just good acting that's just like, wow, that's, you know, just like anything. Musician do something amazing on a guitar. It just gives you that, I don't know, that feeling, that weird sense of awe.
You know, that the character that McAvoy was playing in that movie, it really hit me strange when I watched it the first time. Because I was a huge fan of Broken, the original story, when it came out. That was one of my favorite movies, actually. And then the continuation was amazing. And then, like I said, just something about the portrayal of those different characters. And I hate to, you know, I don't want to spoil it if someone hasn't seen it. But definitely, it just kept hitting this weird nerve in me. And I finally, at one point, something he did just went, oh my God, it hit me. There was a book I read, highly recommend it. It was called The 24 Faces of Billy Milligan. If I remember right, I'm going to look it up and give it to you guys in a second. But yeah, it was a true story about a guy who, he got in some trouble for some rape on campus. Cases were coming up and he was kind of in the center of it. And when he got, when they, you know, interviewed him and talked to him after he was arrested, they had to get psychiatrists involved and all this stuff. And I mean, he had these characters inside him, these personalities that were like from other countries and speaking languages that were like not even out, like outside the tiny region of the world these people lived in. That language wasn't spoken. There was no internet. There was no, documentaries about these people. How the fuck did this character inside him, this personality inside him, know this language that he had no access to? Another one was an escape artist, could pick any kind of lock, could do anything, and had never, the guy was like lived at home, shut in type dude. Just crazy that all these different personalities somehow had these talents, these skills that he had no access to outside of, something stepping into him, perhaps. I don't know. It was pretty crazy stuff. The book was really good. I read it quite a few times.
Whoa. All right. Are we done with our movie talk?
I think so. Rico says Butterfly Effect was good. Angela says Butterfly Effect was one that's, what was it? She'll not, a movie she's still not over and never will be, is the Butterfly Effect. That was
I believe she said it was crazy fucked.
It was crazy fucked. That is for sure. A few different ways.
Yeah, there was a few movies like that. I guess we're still in movie talk. A few movies like that I watched like 10 times when I first saw them. One of them was Inception. They go into the dreams and do all the crazy stuff in dreams.
Right.
And now I could care less about seeing it. I've seen it, 5, 6, 7, 8 times, whatever, right in a row. And then it kind of loses all of its. Once you really watch every scene and really catch it, it's just fascinating to me, though, movies like that, where there's so much CGI and virtual stuff, but it kind of fits because it's, in a dream world.
So
where things like that could fit.
A movie I thought about, I hadn't thought about in a while. Dixie was watching a TV show called The Wilds. Very well acted. The subtext and social bullshit that it pushes is, of course, there, but 2 seasons, both were really well acted. But it reminded me of Michael. Fuck, I don't know. The Game.
Ooh,
yeah, Mike Douglas.
Is that right? Was it Michael Douglas?
Yeah.
For some reason, Kirk kept sticking it in my mind, but I knew it wasn't his dad.
The other guy, the big one,
Sean Penn. Right.
Yeah.
And it was very similar. But then, as I was thinking about that this morning, as it popped into my brain, because we were talking about movies, and the movie The Game was one of those that totally bent my brain when I first watched it, and I had to watch it like 3 or 4 times just to be able to wrap my head around what the fuck I just watched. But that's like a James True, Dojo Worth type of thing.
Interesting.
Not to spoil it for anybody that's not seen.
No, go.
But it really is sort of just this Dojo Worth. Here's all this fucked up shit you're going to have to go through because you and your privileged life never fucking had to deal with jack shit. And by the time of it, you're going to come out a more humble and appreciative person. And that's basically what it was.
And the ending, I'm not going to say anything, Walt.
Dude, I'm taking my plug out.
Ending is amazing. Yeah, just amazing.
Yeah, it really is one of those you're like, oh.
Was sketches, altered states. Yes, epic movie, great book. Highly recommend. Zach, you kind of were jokingly like, oh, we're doing movies, and I guess a lot of folks would tune in and go, wait, Truther's talking about media. But as we many times over and over, in fact, we hit that on the head quite a few times talking to Shannon Friday. Truth in movies, lies on the news. I mean, that's just how it is. Oh, wait, I just remembered. I saw a preview for something called The Green Knight. Has anyone seen it?
No, I mean, I've seen it pop up, but I never.
Dude, oh, it's Tartaria. There's giants. There's titans. I just my brain broke. I will go watch this movie today, probably. Green Knight. It's got, it's like the tale of Sir Gawain and the the cup. What's the cup? The Grail, the Holy Grail. But it's got so much imagery of Tartaria. It was just nuts. There was this I don't want to tell you anymore. Just go. Yeah, I want to see it. The preview broke my brain.
I'm going to drop that preview in chat.
I think they actually have it here on YouTube. Or,
yeah, that's
if I'm not mistaken. You can purchase it right there for the tubers. Look, give me my money, Google Alphabet.
Not for nothing, but Tolkien said his books were more in tune with our actual history than what we've been taught. Just saying. I don't know if that guy was in the know or in a club or whatnot or just some crazy guy. But yeah, he flat out said this is more. I mean, even the books taken out of the Bible, the ones that talk about we're the sixth bipedal intelligent life, to inhabit this place. And there's still some remnants of those last civilizations left. So who knows? Maybe, I don't know. Could the Lord of the Rings been about the last battles and this and that? That's when the elves took off and the orcs were banished forever and hunted and down and blah, blah, blah. Who knows?
The time of the elves is finished. Time of man will rise.
And they crossed the river to get to the north that no man can cross unless they're invited. That's crazy. I don't know. I want to go to the north. If I had to go north or south, I would definitely go north. I know a lot of people want to see what's out there. I want to see what's at the center. That's where I'm drawn.
Yes, sir. It seems to be a place that we need to be checking out for sure.
On a plane, dropping a link for Putlocker. Sorry.
Go ahead, sir. What?
I was just saying, on a plane, dropped a link for Putlocker for the Green Knight. They're in chat,
really?
So you can go right to it.
Nice owner.
Without having to deal with the Jackson 5.
Of course, that's just parody. We're not serious suggesting that you would do such a thing. Parody.
Rico says that Tolkien spent 3 months in a Vatican library. Look into it.
Wait, what happened? How did I not know this?
Yeah, I know. That's wild, man. I want to go watch Lord of the Rings again.
We have the quick I want to know more rough and ready review of Green Knight, and the thumb is definitely sucked on. It sucked. Apparently. Damn it. Well, I'm upset because when I saw that preview and all the stuff, it seemed very damn. Well, I'll probably watch it anyway. Thank you for the warning, though.
But that's what a good trailer should do.
Right. That's exactly it. Get you intrigued enough to want to watch the movie without giving you the third act fucking break,
Right. Well, it's the only way to sell a shitbag movie is with a good trailer.
It used to be a nice poster that you saw outside the movie theater. You're walking by and you look at all the big giant posters on your way in and I'm going to watch this movie.
Right? Vivid this 420. I don't even have a TV. If I want comedy, I just sit on a bench in town for a while and observe people. Yes, that is one of my favorite shows ever to watch. It's the Earth reality show. Speaking of, if you have a review you want to leave for the Earth, if you don't like ice, or if you're not happy about, things like fog or conversation or just any of the current things that we deal with here on Earth, it turns out it is a simulation after all, and you can leave a review. I am trying to. Where is my? I can't pop it open. Why can't I get to the? There's the pile of lettuce.
Are you really saying this is like a Yelp for all of Earth?
Yeah. Yep. I'm trying to find it. Where did I put it? There it is.
That's gross.
Yep. Earth reviews. I'm dropping it for you all. So you can review sloths, rivers, dancing, food trucks, skin, watermelons, sneezing, dogs, bees. I gave it 5 stars. Anyway, I'll drop the link for you guys. It's silly but fun. We all know.
Got to have a little silly fun every once in a while.
If Neil deGrasse is talking about it being real, it's got to be bullshit. As far as simulation. There we go. There you go. Put your review in.
God is standing by.
Right.
Well, before we get out of here, I just want to say, reminder, I know we mentioned it once, but Cammie, Nodell, and I will be joining Awesome Austin and crew over on the Mellow Dome tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern. They jumped a day. It's usually on Wednesday, but if you're used to it on Wednesday, hit that bell because it's going to start. It's going to happen tonight this week.
So 7 Eastern, 6 Central?
6 Central, yeah. Coming
4?
out, it's going to be a blast.
Is that right? 4? Am I going in the right direction for the left coast? Is that right? 4 p.m.? Yeah. Okay. I'm trying to do math and live on the air. Guys, help me here, damn it.
2 a.m. UK. It says on a plane for the late nighters. Yeah, we do love our European brothers and sisters over there. It's
yes, we do.
It's so cool getting to chat with people from all across the plane. It's nice having some night owls, and it's cool. It's got to be pretty late no, it's probably a good time for Nachiketa.
Probably so. Uh-oh, David M. said our quality was too good today. It's shill-like quality. Damn it.
Sorry.
Our handlers are going to get on us again.
Thank you all so much. Love you guys beyond measure. Josh, sending lots of love to the fam and you as well, my friend.
Thank you so much. Love you guys. Thanks for putting up with us again this morning. Hope to see y'all right back here again Friday morning for even more Ironworks right here on Truth Frequency Radio, TFR Live. Also check out Ironworld Media, sort of in general, wherever. Love you guys. Be good. Be well. Bye-bye.
Hi, my name is Ella.
Fuck you, Ella.